Hey everyone, my name is Ben, otherwise known by the handle Silver Energy. Very, very low renown as far as we're speaking right now. This is my first video that I'm uploading to, well, both the Steemit and YouTube platforms as it stands. I gotta give another shout out to Greg Manarino. He encouraged me and, well, many others to come over to this platform, as it seems. And I really, really, really am encouraged at what I'm seeing with the level of interaction, community, and engagement that this platform really has for everybody to consume. After looking into it, I actually did make another contribution to my page, which precludes this, more of a repost of an article I wrote on LinkedIn actually a few years back. And upon reinvestigating that, there are some topics within that I would love to create some engagement around. Unfortunately, I think I actually botched the tagging on that preemptively. I tagged it as energy, I think is where it's at. The other 4 tags under philosophy and culture and community, all those pretty relevant, but I think I created a party foul unnecessarily. But I that's really where I kind of came up with the idea to do this. And I really wanted to engage with everybody here, see if I can gather some detail about anybody else I might be able to interact with, uncover what my interests are, things like that. I always wear a beanie. If you see me in a video, I may or may not have some other form of a hat on. I'm not bald or anything, as you can see. However, most of the time I'm just comfortable within this. It's an oddity. Not necessarily going for professionalism here necessarily. I'm weirder than that. I'm just trying to get out here and discuss some cool topics with some cool people. I live in Arizona is one thing that you might want to know. I have a French bulldog whose puppy's 9 months old. I have a girlfriend which completes my other half of my life. Challenges me to the extent I need to be challenged. She's a speech language pathologist, is what it's called, and she's right now she's sunsetting her career as a middle school math and writing teacher to take on a new venture, which I'm sure that I'll actually cover topically in the future. But in terms of that, I've got a few goals for what I think I want my channel, my presence to mean to others. I've got a few of them. I really want to connect with people as one. 2, I want to discover interests that others have that might match my own, so I can learn something, which is my 3rd point. I want to have my mind changed on things, have a debate, have some interactive conversation around some controversial topics, some conspiratorial topics, some cosmology topics. I'm very interested in all of those things, and philosophy is. I'm convinced that actually, if a philosopher were to be an actual profession, it's probably what I would do. I'd sit around thinking all day, honestly. That kind of brings me to my 4th goal here. Is I want to have 4 goals, and the 4th is I want to evangelize what my passions are, so we can start to create what this buzzword people are starting to call tribe around those concepts. Some of those topics really might include energy technology. I actually own a solar power company, and solar power, I might add as a side note, very cool technology, but hardly the beginning of where things can go with renewable tech. Unbelievable stuff. I'm an evangelist for solar power, of course, but there's also some other stuff that I want to talk about around that. Also, as it relates to the industry itself, some common misconceptions that people find with purchasing solar, leasing solar. I want to cover all those topics too. Help people navigate the environment, use solar as an investment strategy. That's actually what I've been able to help my clients do, my customers, is realize some creative investment strategies so they can buy buy solar for their commercial property, is what I'm trying to say. In addition to refinancing their home, all into the same deal, saving money all the while and cutting their costs incredibly. There's a lot of stuff you can do that a lot of companies aren't doing that we are, and it's worth sharing those discussion topics with others, because what we've figured out in doing so has opened the door for people that maybe thought they couldn't consider breaking away from the energy companies, because honestly that's what it's all about. It's about sticking it like Bill Burr says, give them the right there, Fred, to the power companies, because I hope to elucidate on everybody just how much of a stranglehold they have on you. It's kind of crazy. So that's one of my causes. Another one goes hand in hand with that, silver. Believe it or not, I'm a huge hard assets fan. Right now in particular, silver. Silver is my favorite thing. In fact, I've got a couple, just right here. I've got a couple Morgan silver dollars that I've got even on my desk. You'll find this all over my house. I got silver everywhere. I got silver in this little organite. It's a Metatron's cube. It's a pyramid with a silver sheath on it and some silver bearings. These are cool. Actually, this has a lot to do with energy too. And there's a quartz crystal on the top, and organite. I think organite is something I can teach a lot of people about. Funny that Metatron's cube's in that too. This is something I'm actually working on. This is a project of mine. I don't know if you can see it, but hopefully you color that in. But if you can see it, what this is it's a fruit of life superimposed and emphasized over the top of a Metatron's cube, which sacred geometry. Another one of the things that I like a lot. It kind of explains the mathematics of the universe, right? And gematria that goes along with that. The ancient Hebrew numerology as it relates to that ancient language that is not necessarily lost, but definitely forgotten about. Like everything kind of ties together, from following that thought pattern. The silver, as it interacts as a conductor, it's basically utilitarian gold, because that's what we're going to be probably always using it far into the future to use all sorts of technological advances to get where we want to go with way cooler energy tech than solar even. But there are ways we can use the regulatory environment that's been created for solar for newer tech as well. And that's another one of those topics I want to get into. But what else? I guess some other things I was thinking about doing. I'm really into the Japanese idea of kintsugi, which is kind of accepting. We'll go into that if you want to look it up. It's a very accepting way of looking at life. Tesseract DNA, cosmic theory. I'm a huge fan of Abraham Lincoln, the samurai legend Musashi, Plato. I enjoy, probably topically, I haven't, other than Abraham Lincoln and Musashi, the historical figures that I like, I reached topically and then kind of have not gone deep. It's a lot of a lot of people that I admire, but probably can do a little bit more to investigate how they tie into the grand scheme of things. But that'll probably, factor into this channel a little bit. But like I said, maybe at the beginning, I want this to be interactive. I guess what I want from others out of this channel as an ask is that they teach me about stuff I want to know too. Always wanted to get into fencing for some reason. I don't really see a huge community built up around that, but it's always fascinated me. Just the level of agility and strength and aptitude with a high coordination that has to go into that. Hunting, kind of along those same lines, is something never really gotten into. I'd love for people to disclose what they know about that. Herbalism, prospecting, like literal prospecting for silver, gold, as it relates to using silver not just as a conductor, but as a money resource too. Like I said, in summation here, this thing's getting to be 10 minutes long, and I just wanted to give a brief intro to Ben. So solar is what I represent as a business right now. I'll tie that in to some extent, as you can tell from a lot of different angles, and really want to tie in the financial strategies to that and show you guys how to look at it a little bit differently. But for now, look forward to meeting y'all through text format, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.